She said something about social distancing. I said, no, I just don't want to be near you. You repulse me.
I don't need such excuse to tell you to fuck off. Oh, your stench I could smell from a mile away. It really repulsed me. All right. Okay. Well. Okay. So you are Eugene and
Bamford.
Bamford. All right. Okay. Fair enough. So Eugene, how was your week?
It was all right. Not much going on for me.
No. No.
I,
You.
I had a thinking of it. I
Yes.
did have an interesting day on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
A- As you know, on Wednesday I go to pick up my cigars
Oh yes.
from Hallibal's
Uh,
cigar store. And as I was walking, out the corner of my eye, I caught sight of a large open space with
right.
lots of greenery, lots of grass and trees.
In
And
London.
I thought, is this someone's garden? Because it's not very well guarded. And I noticed it was filled, Bamford, filled to the rafters with the poor.
Oh my God, Eugene! What were you doing there?
Naturally, I was somewhat curious what the poor were doing in someone's garden.
Yes.
So I walked over, I meandered my way over. Bearing in mind, I had an appointment to keep, so I couldn't be long. I meandered over to this 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 garden, and I said to the nearest poor person, I said, "You there? What is this place?" And they told me it was something called a park. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. But how could you walk over to the poor without the constable being there? Weren't you afraid of them or anything?
I had my walking stick,
Ah,
so
good, good.
all was well. One
Yes.
of them did come up to me,
Yes.
and I hit him a bit,
Oh,
and
yes.
he backed off.
Good. That
So,
show him. Yes.
yes. This other one looked at me and asked why I wanted to know, and I told it. I told it nice and
Good.
firmly.
Good. You tell it.
I told it nice and firmly. You're trespassing. This is clearly private property.
Right.
It's such a nice, well-kept garden,
Yes.
and all of you poor people are trespassing.
Yeah, I mean,
Clear off.
naturally. Exactly. I mean, there is no space in London where you could have such greenery and the poor collecting together in such a way. No, it sounds illegal to me.
Not even Edward has a garden that large in
No,
London.
definitely
In
not.
central London,
No,
no.
no, 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 no,
So I've been spending the last couple of days
no. Yes.
researching to whom this garden belongs to. Maybe someone whose surname is Park, but I can't find anyone wealthy with
No,
the surname of Park.
no, no. I mean, we only know that the only parks in London are owned by Her Majesty, and she would
Yes,
definitely not approve of the poor and the working class being in her back garden. Definitely not. No, no, no.
yes.
I promise you that experience sounds absolutely horrifying, and I can't believe you went through with it. I mean, to talk to a poor person and to go up to them as well. I mean, what have you been taking again, Eugene? You should really watch yourself.
Well, I'd had my morning enema, so I did have a
Ah,
bit more energy than
oh,
usual.
good. Good, but you are reckless though when you have your morning enema. We've talked about this many a
Well,
time, Eugene.
um, we have, but my piles do get on top of me sometimes, and
Goodness
the
me.
enema does help.
Can't matron do something about that?
She's had some rooting around in there, but
Yes.
nothing seems to do the trick.
Oh, nothing sticks, does it?
But enough about me and my anus. How has your week been?
I've had a terrible problem. You see,
Hmm?
my butler Stephanopoulos.
Stephanopoulos, yes.
Yes, he was off sick. So
Sick.
sick. I can't believe it. Never have I
Is he
ever.
dead?
Well, I hope not, because then I'd have to hire a new one. And well, he's been with the family for over 20 years. Um, but you'll never guess what. We couldn't find a replacement, so it left me to do the cleaning, of all things.
Oh my God.
It was the worst experience of my life. I had to use something called a Hoover.
A what?
A Hoover. Have you ever heard of a Hoover?
No.
Well,
What
don't.
what what is that? What does it do?
Well, it's this peculiar device that can pick up dust with this like just
Like a brush.
like
A
like
big
a
brush.
like a big brush, but it makes this just awful noise, awful noise. And I don't know why we've introduced such an invention into the home when we could have kept with the traditional methods of a brush and a dustpan. And so I was trying to use it, and unfortunately my ring fell off and got stuck in it. Would you believe
Stuck
it?
in the Hoover.
In the Hoover, I could see it whirling and whirling around in the Hoover.
Well, did you get it out?
Well, that's where the problem happened, you see. So I stuck my hand in the Hoover um, while it was still on, which was not the wisest decision, and it got stuck.
Ah.
Yes,
Now that does sound like somewhat of a conundrum.
yes.
What did you do?
Well, obviously, I went to Matron and I said, "Bloody hell, Matron! The Hoover, this device, which I don't even know why is in my home, has now consumed my ring and my hand." And I was completely flabbergasted. I was turning a bit pale actually from the whole experience. It really threw me aback.
And Matron presumably apologized, no?
Oh, yes, profusely. She said, "Well, you know, sir, if I knew that you were having to do the cleaning, even though it's not my duty to do the hoovering, I would have gladly done it in your place." And I said, "Well, damn straight, now where the hell were you? You could have done this. You've left me to do it, to do the dirty work." I couldn't believe
Yeah.
it. But, yes, so that was that, and in order to solve the problem, Matron called the chef, the postman, and the milkman to all come at the same time and try and heave the Hoover out of off my hand. It was a bit of tomfoolery, to say the least, and it really left me aghast, I have to tell you.
How is your milkman? What was his name again?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. That was
Jeremiah.
it.
Graham is his son, remember? Come on, Eugene.
Sorry, yes.
Yes.
How is Jeremiah?
Very constipated, unfortunately, as of late.
You
yes.
should get an enema.
He should. He should learn from you,
Smooths
Eugene.
you right out, let me tell you.
Oh, yes.
I was on the toilet for about 20 minutes. I've never seen so much poo in a bowl.
Oh, my God. In a bowl? But don't you have a toilet?
Yeah, the bowl of the toilet.
Oh, I see.
Come on,
I
Bamford.
see. Oh, you know.
We live in the modern era now. I
Well,
use modern terms.
I've
Yes.
only just gotten my toilet recently installed. And I don't.
You got-
I'm not so sure about it, Eugene.
You've grown bored of throwing your leavings out the window.
Well, it always had a certain je ne sais quoi to it, you see, because the poor were always walking outside, and it always gave me a damn good chuckle seeing my feces flying in the air and watching them run in horror. It really did, and the toilet doesn't really give you that excitement that the bowl, the standard bowl does.
I thought the council was after you as well.
Well,
Were they not?
yes. Oh,
You
yes.
told me how this woman, this poor woman knocked on your door, asking you to stop throwing
Barbara.
your leavings. Sorry.
Barbara.
You said that with such vitriol. Oh my God.
Barbara.
That poor woman, Barbara.
Well,
That
we
really
hope.
took me back.
Yeah, well, no, well,
Oh.
we hope you've enjoyed our little ramblings for this one. This was
Oh,
our first
God.
ramblings for the Buddha Room podcast, and we'll be having many more and probably some just casual conversation with some guests to come. I hope you enjoyed. And to
Yes.
leave it off, I think how we should sign off is a little orc Buddha Room in synchronization, don't you think?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Oh, that's a splendid idea.
I think so
Absolutely.
too. I think so too, Eugene. Ready? Little orcs,
A
Buddha
Buddha
Room.
room.